Welcome to Solo Shot First, and today we're going to be having a look at the Gungan warrior from Star Wars The Phantom Menace. Now, this was released back in 2012, I believe, as the final wave from the Phantom Menace itself. So, you can probably see here, this is a lovely unpunched card, although there are some blemishes on this, just on the sort of side there. The image on the card back's really nice. I'm not sure, it doesn't look like, oh, it's meant to obviously depict the scene from the film, but that actually does look like it's an artist's impression as opposed to an image from the actual film itself. But the card back itself is lovely. Again, this obviously came on that really sort of thicker stock, which we are seeing back now, which is great. You've got the lovely Star Wars chase around the actual card itself, the Kenner logo in the bottom, and the Gungan warrior on, I would class that probably as sort of like a brown name pill, and the brown background behind the Gungan warrior itself. So I'm really looking forward to actually getting this out of the packaging. It's funny because when these films sort of originally came out, I was sort of certainly with regards to Phantom Menace, I was a bit like, not quite sure. But I suppose with age, it's sort of grown on me a little bit, and certainly with other things that we've had since, this has actually probably stood the test of time a little bit okay. But really lovely looking card back here. So let's have a look at the back of the card. Okay, so this is VC74. Now, you've got this sticker that's all over the back here, and I'm not quite sure why that is. Don't get me wrong. I know people have mentioned it. I don't know whether it's something to do with it was the European release or whatever it was. But you cannot see any of the details that are obviously on the back of this card. You can probably just see in the top there. It's actually highlighting the Gungan warrior, but yeah, not quite sure why that has been applied. If anybody watching the video does know, I mean, I do remember thinking somebody told me once, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So if anybody does want to enlighten me on to why these stickers were applied there, please let me know. But this is VC74. Okay, so one final look at the front of the card. We'll just zoom in a little bit and see the Gungan warrior himself. Does look nice. And then we'll come back out and we will have a look at the figure in a little bit more detail. Okay, so let's get this figure out of the packaging and have a look. Okay, so here we have the figure out of the packaging. I've got it on the spinner, which is obviously going incredibly slowly because there's not a lot of light in the room. But the first thing I would say about this figure, in terms of one of the things, listen, this has basically next to no peg hole at all, really, for the figure. You cannot get a peg anywhere remotely into his feet. But you know, he does actually have obviously sort of quite big feet, those sort of webbed feet. So got him able to stand there and move around quite nicely. In terms of the actual look of the figure, as I said, I wasn't massively keen on the film originally, but I think, as I said, it's grown on me. And like a lot of the things I suppose I've said in a lot of these videos, if you were wanting to sort of army build this figure, if you can pick him up at a decent price, I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure what these sort of go for. And some people will probably be maybe a little bit upset that I've just opened an unpunched card. However, you know, all of the figures that I've got are really open. So the figure itself's got some quite nice detailing. As I said, those sort of webbed feet, they look pretty good. You've got the sort of grey sort of cargo pants, if you like, and the sort of brown blotches on the knee, which will probably be knee pads. But the garments across the chest and everything, and on the arms are very nice, a nice detailing, a sort of a dark brown. Actually, let's get him off that spinner so we can have a look at it better. Okay, that's better. So yeah, as you can see, he's got the sort of the greyish sort of cargo pants. Some very nice detailing around the what you class as the waist or the belt area. and the garments that are all hard goods, but they work really, really nicely on this figure, on this Gungan warrior, and I think it just looks really, really nicely detailed. From the back, not masses to report in terms of, however, obviously those sort of big Gungan ears that he's got do look very, very nice. They're probably sort of showing a bit brighter in this video. In terms of the articulation with this figure, being one from 2012, obviously it does have some limitations, but obviously as part of the modern VC line, it pretty much comes with most of the things you'd expect. So obviously you've got movement at the head, you've got movement at the shoulders, at the elbows there. It doesn't really have a hinge in the wrist, but the movement in the wrist is actually in that sort of, as you can see there, that sort of gloved or forearm area, really, if you like. There is a swivel just above or around the stomach area. Limited articulation here around, obviously, you know, the sort of the base. There's no butterfly hinge or anything in there, which again you wouldn't expect because this was done in 2012. But he does have articulation at the knees and at the ankles. So, you know, decent enough and a great figure, perfect for army building. In terms of the accessories that come with this figure, I've not really looked at these in massive detail, to be honest with you, but I don't know if you can see that. Let's hold that a little bit better so you can see. So that, I believe, just sort of sits on his shoulders. I'm not going to try that because the way he's standing, he'll probably fall over. And there's some really nice detailing in that. It's almost like a goldy sort of stroke bronze effect with a couple of blue highlights in there and some nice detailing with the dark brown at the bottom. So that's a really nice piece. And I think, let me just see if we can get that on. See if it will fit. No, so I'm not going to be able to do that in this video. Actually, let's just stop it and have a look and see if we can do it. Okay, so just about managed to get that on. Now, I'm not quite sure what that piece is really meant to be. I did try and have a quick look on Rebel Scum before doing that, but I'm not quite sure what it is really. Again, if anyone wants to tell me, please educate me. And the other things that it does come with, it comes with this sort of pike or sort of stick. Some quite nice detailing on this, obviously. It's a little bit of a bronze effect, brown at the handles. So that's just sort of some sort of weapon, stick weapon. And the other thing that he comes with is that, which again, I'm assuming is some sort of weapon. So yeah, quite nice accessories that come with it. Not quite sure on that top bit, to be fair. But overall, nice looking figure. I think if you consider, as I said, this was done in 2012, the actual detailing on it is really, really nice. And again, if you love your army building or you want to create scenes even from the Phantom Menace, it's a great pickup. It's actually a really good figure. I really like this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, there'll be more videos coming soon. If you've got any comments or questions or can answer those the issues I've had there, please feel free to leave them in the comments section and I'll come back to you as soon as possible. But I hope you have enjoyed this video and thanks for watching.